Hello kids! Today we're going to read about the greedy jackal. But before we do, I want you to place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. Begin to feel the chest rise and fall. Begin to feel the belly rise and fall. Inhale, exhale. Continue with your natural breath, feeling the air enter through your nostrils, then exit through your nostrils. Continue to feel your breath. On the next inhale, feel the belly rise. Then the ribs expand and finally the chest lift, coming to the top of the breath below the throat. On the exhale, the breath leaves the chest, ribs fall, belly contracts. Continue with this breath, feeling all three parts of the breath, and think to yourself, belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. Repeat this breath 3 more times. With the third exhale, begin to feel the breath as a wave coming up from the belly and rising to the top of the breath beneath the throat. Hold this breath for 2 counts. Then let the breath go in a wave from the chest out the belly. Continue with this wave-like breath, rolling in and up, then counting to 2 and rolling out like a tide. Feel the fluidity of the breath. Feel the fluidity of the breath. Feel the complete cycle of the breath. Focus only on the breath. Finish a final cycle of this breath, and after the complete exhale, return to the natural breath. Feel calmness in the breath. Feel ease and steadiness. When you're ready, close your eyes. The greedy jackal. In a faraway forest, there lived a greedy jackal. He was always eating. No matter how much he ate, he always remained hungry. All the animals in the jungle hid their food from the jackal. They knew that if the jackal came to know about their food, he would either steal or snatch it from them. One day, the jackal was very hungry. He could not find any food in the jungle. So he decided to go to the adjacent village to find food. He walked to the village and hid behind the trees. He saw a few huts and children playing around them. Suddenly, a door opened, and as an old woman came out, she called out to one of the children. The jackal ran to hide behind the bushes to listen to what she said to the child. His name was Raju. Raju's grandmother had called Raju to tell him about the rice pudding she had made for him. She was taken by surprise when she saw a jackal run and hide behind the bushes. She told Raju about the pudding and asked him to be cautious while playing outside. The jackal heard Raju and his grandmother talk about the rice pudding. His mouth watered with the thought of rice pudding. He hatched a plan to eat the rice pudding. He stayed behind the bushes to wait for the night to descend. At night, he planned to go inside the hut and eat the pudding. The jackal did not know that Raju's grandmother had seen him hide behind the bushes. She was hatching her own plan to get rid of him. Afternoon changed into evening, and she could still see the jackal hidden behind the bushes. She thought for some time. Then she put a big pot of water on the stove. She then called Raju to come inside the hut as it was getting dark. When the jackal saw the children going back home, he decided to go closer to Raju's hut. He ran to the hut and hid under the window. He heard the old woman and the child talk. "Grandma, why is there a hole in the kitchen ceiling?" asked Raju. "To allow fresh air into the hut," said Grandma. "I hope no animal enters our hut," said Raju. "Nothing will happen. I will take care of it tomorrow morning," said Grandma lovingly. The jackal heard about the hole. He could not believe his ears. Now he did not have to struggle to find his way into the hut. He already had a perfect entrance ready. He climbed to the roof of the hut and saw a hole in the roof. He lay down on the roof and decided to wait till everyone went off to sleep. He started feeling hungry, but he tried his best to stay calm. After waiting for a few hours, he could hear people snoring inside the hut. He stood up and decided to jump into the hole. And when he jumped down, he fell into the pot of boiling water. The jackal gave a cry of pain and ran outside the hut. The grandmother and Raju both were awake now and saw the jackal running outside in pain. They both laughed. They had cleverly saved the pudding from the jackal. The end.